Well, good afternoon. We're looking at two cartridges I think that really could be comparable side by side. One of them is the 44 Special. The other one is the 45 Automatic. The 44 Special's been around a long time, as has been the 45. For comparison today, we're looking at my Glock 30 and we're also looking at my Rossi 720. Both of these are favorite guns, and I have found them both to be very useful over the years. As far as striker fire semi-automatics go, the Glock 30 is probably my favorite. When the Glocks first came out, they were of course in 9mm, and a buddy of mine jumped on the bandwagon and said these things are great. And I said, that's nice. When they make one in 45, I'll be happy to own one. Well, when they brought one out in 45, I owned one. 44 Special, the time I purchased it, the gun had not been imported for many years, and it was like finding hen's teeth. However, Charter Arms makes excellent 44 Specials that are a little smaller and lighter than the Rossi. The reason I like the Rossi is because it's the all steel frame. It's got the underlug, helps with the recoil. When we compare factory cartridges, standard bullet weight for the 45 Automatic is a 230 grain bullet, and the factory bullet weight for the 44 Special is a 246 lead round nose. If you'll note, there are not lead round nose in either gun, or ball ammo in either gun. Both of these cartridges I have found very useful, be it as a self-defense option or as a field gun. 45 is one cartridge I feel like is adequate to semi-automatic for field use. And because it generally is designed to operate at a lower pressure, they will cycle snake shot reliably, which is usually where I give the advantage to a revolver, not being pressure sensitive. I'm not going to pick a favorite out of the two. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that. Both excellent guns, excellent cartridges. I would use them just about interchangeably. The advantage the Glock has is it carries 10 plus 1 for a total of 11 rounds in the gun. The Rossi carries 5 shots. Understand these are a potent 5 shots. These are hand loads with a 200 grain gold dot. Over the chronograph, they're stroking right around 1250. And they expand like crazy when they hit something. I've also got some 235 grain soft lead bullets that will expand to the size of a $50 for this cartridge. The 44 Special has been eclipsed by the 44 Magnum. It's become a connoisseur's cartridge and a handloader's cartridge. Still a lot of fun to shoot, and still a useful cartridge. I have no problem at all with this gun. Whacking fairly large game with it, 75 to 100 yards. .45, yeah, because of the way the bullet drops and the trajectories, I try to limit it to shots 50 yards and in. However, with practice, you can lob your shots in, get good hits. The same things that endear me to one of these guns also endears me to another. Versatility. I can load anywhere from 255 grain bullets on down to, usually I don't go less than 200 grains for the 44 special. Usually 255, 246s, some 210s and 200s. And I can also load a variety of cast bullets with this. Of course, the classic being the Elmer Keith semi-wad cutter. I can load the traditional round nose bullet. Same thing with the 45. I can load 200 grain semi-wad cutters and have a fairly effective bullet. Yeah, once I run it up to 1100 feet a second. Or I can back that same bullet down and shoot it about 700 feet a second for target work. Again, with the 45, I try to stay with the heavier bullets. So I generally stay with the 230 grain. Either hollow point, round nose, or 230 grain round nose full metal jacket. The 44 Specials bullet diameter is 0.429 inches. 45 ACPs, 0.452. We're talking about very little difference. Let me put bullets next to each other where you can actually try to perceive the difference. So we're starting with a big bullet any way we go. I don't consider myself poorly armed with either one of these. A lot of times it comes down to which one I can put my hand on first. Either one of these guns serve a variety of purpose for concealed carry, field work, dispatching pests. Just a matter of which one I like that particular day and which one I can put my hands on a lot of times. I know there's not some great enlightened moment here. Both of these are great cartridges. If you're a hand loader, you might like the 44 Special. If you're stuck with factory ammunition, you're going to have a decided advantage with the 45 automatic as far as procuring good ammunition for your task at hand. It should also be noted that good bullets can be had from factory loads in the 44 Special as well. I had good luck with the 200 grain silver tips, some of the Corbon loads. As far as expanding bullets, I don't know of anybody who's commercially producing a 255 semi-wad cutter like Elmer Keith's bullet. So that's going to give it a little bit more of a favor to the hand loader. 45 ACP, you can get ammunition a lot more common. It's again a great choice to hand load, but if you're stuck with factory stuff, you can find effective loads fairly easily. But this has been a look at two of my favorite cartridges. For the record, I use Bullseye for my light loads in both cartridges. Unique for my middle range loads. And my heavy loads in the 45 ACP. With the 44 Special, I use Blue Dot selectively because it has a funky pressure spike, and 2400 for my heavy loads in it. Even though this is a small, mid-size, compact K-frame type revolver, because it's all steel and it's a 5-shot, it will take the heavier loads, and a pretty steady diet of them. But this has been a look at two of my favorite cartridges. Like I said, there's nothing groundbreaking I can really say about them other than they both work well. They're both sized so that they're reasonably easy to conceal if need be. They're also large enough where I can use them for field work and dispatching pests and the like with it. Later on,